Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Today we are working on the hardest part of this build, and that's trying to make mud flaps look good. No matter what you do, they just don't look good. So what we're gonna do is see what we can make for mud flaps that looks halfway decent. So got cardboard, and what I'm gonna be doing is bolting onto the frame here. That way they are removable. I really didn't want to weld them on, so I don't know, I'm probably about this size of what the flap I'm going to be doing, and probably keep it up, I don't know, something like that. And then so I don't have any of the actual rubber, but I need to make the whole mount system, so I'm going to get working on that. I'll probably just get a plate here, get some of that square tube and come out. I may actually, I don't know, I kind of want to follow this line up with something, and just to kind of create, you know, it's gonna look funny with just a big open space up here, but I don't know, we'll figure it out. I'm gonna get some metal out, start figuring something out, and show you guys what I'm doing. Alright guys, got a little plate cut up there. That's going to be where I bolt on. And then I got this here. So it's going to weld onto there. And then sit up at an angle like that. And then I'm going to bolt the mud flap onto this bar here. So that should work pretty good. I'm going to get this tacked on to there. And then the only issue we have for this side is the exhaust is in the way, but I've kind of decided I don't like the look of that exhaust coming out right here with a flatbed. It just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So what I actually think I'm going to do is just cut it here and just do a turn down here, and I think that I like that better. Plus I'll have all this room here for that mud flap mount. So I'm going to pull this exhaust off so I can build all this, and then I actually got to cut just a little bit of a weld on this little bracket there. So we'll cut that off, get the exhaust off, and get these pieces welded onto the plates. Boys, there we go. Got these all welded up. Turned out pretty good. And then I also capped the ends. So those should be good to go for now. I still got to order up the actual flap. I didn't want to order anything until I knew exactly what I was doing. So now I have dimensions, so I can go get some just random flaps and then cut them up, make them fit. And then also I'll probably get some riv nuts for these to bolt the flaps onto. Probably a little better than trying to thread this since it's only 1/8 inch. So go order that up, and once that comes in, we can finish that. But for now, I think I'm gonna get this exhaust figured out. I think I'm just gonna cut here and then just use, I'll probably cut right before that weld and just use that as a turn down, and then I'll get a tip, probably a, I don't know, 4 or 5 inch tip or something, and weld it onto here. So I'm gonna cut this apart, get it re-welded where I want it, get a tip on the way, and we can get that exhaust done. Alright, we got that all welded in. Turned out pretty good for not, I haven't TIG welded for a while. So, that being said, don't look too bad. Alright guys, just got back from town and picked up this plastic sheeting. So this is ABS, and this is 1/8 inch thick. And this stuff is actually pretty durable. I've used it on a lot of projects in the past, and it has held up very well. So I think it'll be a good choice. Plus, it's texture on one side, so it'll actually kind of match the bed liner. So what I'm gonna do is basically cover up the frame from here down to the bottom of the frame, and I'm kind of just gonna follow the bottom edge of that frame. I might pull it up just a little bit, a 1/4 inch maybe from the bottom, and then I'm gonna have to go around these mounts. That's gonna be I was really hoping to come on this side and follow this down, but it's not going to look good. It's going to be all pushed up right here, and I just want it flat and straight. So I'm gonna attach it to the back side of this main beam here, and it's gonna be straight down on the front edge of the frame. So I'll have to cut around these mounts and that mount there, and then cut around the mud flat mount too. But for now, I'm gonna get this thing cut out and get it up in there, and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm doing. Shouldn't be that hard really, just measuring and cutting really, and make it look good. So let's get to work. Alright guys, got the inner fender in, and it's not what I quite envisioned. I'm having a hard time deciding what I should do to make it look better. My biggest thing right now is all these mounts that are hanging out, and to come over the top of it to cover all that up, I don't think that would look good either, because it would be obviously all these mounts would be pushed, it would be all pushed up here, and then it'd be flat here, and then I don't know, it'd be even harder to attach to the frame too. So I don't know what to I don't know, it doesn't look bad, but it's not quite what I envisioned. So I don't know, I'm gonna mess around with it a little bit more, see if I can get something to look better. I almost thought about cutting this at the top of the frame instead of covering the frame. Then that would definitely blend in a little better. But then, I don't know, I guess it's not much more exposed. You just see more of the actual frame instead of this plastic. But I don't know, I'll see what I can figure out. Do a little more cutting on it and see if I can find something that I like. I mean, back here it looks good. But like I said, those mounts hanging out with just these pieces coming down, I don't know, it looks kind of cheesy. So we'll see what I can figure out. Alright guys, I think I like that a lot better. Kind of it's not as choppy looking with these pieces just hanging down here. It's actually pretty solid. I'm just going to attach it to the main frame on the back side there, and I think that'll work. I like that a lot better. So I'm just going to use those little push pin rivets, drill into the back side, push pin rivets, and I should actually be able to take this bed on and off without even pulling that inner fender, since it's kind of sitting just right on top of that frame. So I'm going to build one of these for the other side, and then we can go secure it all with those rivets and be done with this. Alright guys, I got those inner fenders all finished up. I tried filming when I drilled in all the mounting holes, but it is extremely dark and it turned out like crap. So anyway, we got that all done. Both sides are good. And I really like the look of that. I think it turned out pretty good. And also I did bolt on my little filler cap box deal there. I actually did have a lot of comments saying this isn't gonna work, it's too low. I do understand that the filler needs to be the highest point of the tank, or higher than the tank, and you can't really tell right now because all this sheeting's in the way, but it is just slightly higher than the top of the tank, so it should be okay. If I have to redo it, I guess that's what we have to do, but I'm gonna try it, see how it works, and yeah. So anyway, inner fenders are done. Mud flaps. So I'm gonna bolt these on, my mounts I built. I'm gonna bolt them onto the frame, and I actually thought about just making some mud flaps out of this plastic. I've seen a lot of people do it out of a semi-rigid plastic, and it seems to work pretty good. But I did buy a set of rubber mud flaps, but I haven't got them yet. But anyway, I'm gonna bolt those on and see what we can figure out with that. With so far, I don't know, it looks okay, but it's definitely hard to make mud flaps look good. I think I might shoot for that for now, build another one for the other side, and see how it looks. I think that's about as good as I can get. Alright, there's kind of a look with both side flaps on. Looks kind of, I don't know. I just don't like flaps, I guess, but For flaps, I guess it don't look too bad. All right, guys, I'm gonna take a little step back from the project for a second and just thank all of you for all the support, the crazy support. This channel has grown insane in the last month. I finally hit 10,000 subs, and I decided it was time to get a little something for the channel. So I got a box here. Let's open it up and see what we got. So I decided it was time to upgrade my camera equipment. So what I picked up here, it's a Sony A7 Mark II. Nice little camera, came with a lens. I believe, which one was this? 28-70. So yeah, I'm really excited to get this thing working. I'm gonna go charge it up. From this point on in the video, is gonna be shot with a new camera. So let me know what you guys think on quality, sound. It should be a lot better than this footage that I'm shooting with right now. So let me know what you guys think. Let's see what it can do. All right, guys, I caught another flap that's 2 inches wider. So I pulled the 2 inches into the inside. And I honestly think that looks a little better, having it wider than just kind of skinny and long. So that's the narrow one. That one's 2 inches wider. So I think I like that better. All right, I went and cut another side for the right side. So that's how it looks. I think that looks a lot better. And I also cut those little angles at the bottom. So I like that a lot better. Kind of doesn't just look like a skinny little piece hanging down. So I think that's the look I'm gonna stay with. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep these on or just trace these onto that rubber, the rubber mats I bought. But either way, I think either of them will work. So I'm still waiting for my riv nuts to actually bolt these on. I'm just gonna do riv nuts in that tube, so that'll hold on nice and tight. But for now, I want to take this camera, get the truck outside, and shoot a little bit outside with it. See how it works, see how it looks in the sun, and take a few pictures of this thing. So let's bring it outside and see what we got. Alright guys, I figured while I'm waiting for some stuff to show up, I'm gonna throw a coat of primer and paint on these little mud flap brackets. So I just got the same stuff I actually painted my frame with, and some good bare metal primer. So let's get some paint on these things. Alright guys, we finally got our mud flaps and our little inserts in, the threaded inserts. So let's get these things on. So what I got these all painted up, and I also made these. This is going to kind of sandwich in between the mud flap and the actual mount. So instead of using like big washers, I thought that was a little better idea. So I am going to mount these up and drill holes in the flaps, drill holes in here, and get the get the inserts into the brackets, and then all we gotta do is cut the flaps up and we should be good. Alright guys, got one done. So if you're cheap like me and don't want to buy the actual tool to set these things, all you gotta do is get a bolt with the right thread, get a nut that's bigger so it slides freely on here, and then a couple washers on either side of it and another nut. And basically you'll thread it in, and then you'll hold this nut with a wrench, and then you'll tighten this second nut up, and that'll pull the insert and it'll expand. So basically it swells the inside against the inside edge, and it actually works pretty good. So I'm gonna get this other one done, then we can bolt these on. Alright guys, there's the flaps. Looking pretty good. I don't mind them. And I like how they're kind of tied in with this whole flat deck theme, with all the little angles, the whole mount at the angle. So yeah, I kind of like it. For what they are, they look pretty good. So throw a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the flaps, the inner fenders. And I apologize, this video is taking so long to upload. The shipping right now on these flaps and the little riv nuts, it took like a week and a half to get here. That is why this video is so late. So I apologize. You can see the truck, obviously. It's looking a little bit different. I'm already started on the next video while I was waiting for this stuff to show up. So check back on the next video. We are getting some paint work done, more body work, and getting very excited to shoot some color. So let me know what you think of the build. This flatbed is done. There's nothing else we really have to do to it. So I'm actually going to pull it back off so I can paint the cab. And so that's next on the agenda. Pull the flatbed off, and then we're working on some paint. So check back on the next video. So I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you guys in the next one.